Okay, so we're catching up with the Red Thread Games here at GDC. You guys pretty much, well, you had a big coming out party on Kickstarter just the other month. Obviously getting funded, so the game is going to get made, which is great. Yes. Can you just sort of tell us a little bit about how it came to be that Red Thread Games got founded and sort of everything like that?
Yeah, we basically we're all pretty much ex-Funcom employees. We worked with the series before, The Longest Journey and Dreamfall games. It was that time after The Secret World ended, we all kind of felt like we needed a new challenge. We wanted to do something else, and we always knew we wanted to get back to the Longest Journey saga.
Yeah, and we were. Funcom was kind enough to allow us to continue the saga, so we got the license for making Dreamfall Chapters, which picks up where the story ended, and it's quite cool that we have all these Red Thread games. We're all ex-Funcom people, and also we're collaborating with Blink Studios, which are also ex-Funcom artists. That broke out.
So we have pretty much the core team of Dreamfall in place. Even some of them were even in on The Longest Journey back in the late 90s. So there's huge amount of experience, and everybody loves the series, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you came on Kickstarter. You were founded in like a week or something. A lot of fans were very excited. How's that experience been like? Sort of having fans so close to a game that's just barely gotten you barely gotten started on.
It's humbling. It's amazing. Yeah, just seeing the response we got was overwhelming for me, really.
We were so. I mean, you never have any. You never know how it's going to turn out. So we were quite nervous before pressing that big red button and sort of going live, because you don't have any security really. Like, you don't know. But then we saw the pledges started rolling in. Yeah. It was very happy times in the office. We went out, had some margueritas to celebrate. But no, really, it's been amazing. And just see how people, they don't talk about like Red Thread's game, they talk about our game. Like, they would use the word our. And that's exactly how we would like it to be. Collaborating closely with our fans. We have a fantastic community, very, very active, quite crazy, but they're wonderful. So that whole experience has just been mind-blowing, really. It's been amazing.
And now it's up to us to just deliver the game they want and have been waiting for so long, so yeah. We're pumped.
We're pumped, we're ready, good to go.
Because this kind of genre game sort of is all about keeping things secret. You don't want to reveal too much, you want to sort of keep things hidden and locked up. It's very different from, say, an MMO where you want people to test because you have so much to test and so much things to test. Do you think maybe in a way that making an MMO before sort of helps you in this sort of being a little bit more open than perhaps an adventure game developer would want to be?
That's an interesting question, really. I think making an MMO in the first place makes you ready for just about anything. Because there's nothing harder, really, in game development, I don't think, than making an MMO. In all ways, really. So I think, yeah, doing that, we're ready for anything.
But it is a challenge, though, because we want to show the game, yeah. But we can't show the secrets, you know, or spoil the story in any way. So we don't really have the whole spiel set yet. Sort of like, this is the game and this is what we're doing. But we have to talk about the game in very sort of broad strokes, I guess. What we want to do and what we're trying to achieve, how we want the players to experience the story, how we would like to tell the story. But it is quite a challenge to sort of, we have this tiny prototype with us now, which involves one of the puzzles. And we can't solve the puzzles on screen, so we have to like, well, these are the elements, so how would you guys solve it? It's sort of like, it is a challenge, but it's interesting. And I think people like a little bit of mystery as well. People don't want the story to be spoiled for them. They want to hear about our thoughts on how to design a game and what we hope that the players will experience.
Yeah, and what kind of things we're doing to recreate that emotional attachment that a lot of the fans have to the series. You know, they love it for 13 years, some of them, and they have great expectations, and they want that feeling back, basically.
So one of the things that I picked up on when you talked about this on your Kickstarter was the fact that there were certain things with the second game that you were perhaps not all that pleased with, and sort of now you're in full creative control. Will this be sort of more true to what you want to do?
I think that what we tried last time, it was sort of true to what we wanted to do last time as well. I mean, we've always been lucky enough to be able to do pretty much what we wanted to do with the games. It was just that we wanted to bring it forward a little bit make it maybe a little bit more of an action adventure, and it didn't work out as well as we hoped it would. I think that's the biggest key learning from that. And you know, people don't need the combat, they don't need the stealth gameplay, they want to experience the story, and we're gonna give them that this time.
My take from the two previous games, I didn't work on them, but was that The Longest Journey had some fantastic puzzles, and that really sort of point and click really forces you to think kind of puzzles. Rubber ducky, by the way. And Dreamfall, what they did so well was pulling you forward into the story. You were never stuck for long, at least. So the story flowed really well. So what we've been talking about is sort of mixing those two games. Having these intricate puzzles that makes you think, that are cleverly designed, that makes you go, okay, I get it now, instead of just sort of ripping out your hair. But also have that sort of flow in the story to pull people forward into the story, getting them emotionally attached and immersed in the game. So if we can strike some sort of balance in between there, we'll good.
Basically getting the best from the first one and the best from the second one, and merging it into one glorious
game.
All right, so you have sort of hinted at a time schedule, because you have to when you're on Kickstarter, right? You have to set a date for when the delivery is going to be. But sort of, how do you feel about sort of the principal development that's kicked off now? So where are you at? Is the story set in stone now and things like that?
The story is never like set in stone, but the broad strokes are set. You know, we know exactly where we're going. We know the key points of the story. And then obviously the road there is going to change a little as we work on it, and you come up with new ideas, and you see that maybe something didn't work as well in practice as you thought it would on paper, that sort of thing. But you know, the broad strokes are set. We know exactly where we're going. We know the size of and scope of the game, and we feel pretty confident.
The biggest misconception people have is that they think we have plans and stick to them. We just don't. No, I'm just kidding. It is like what Dag says. The broad strokes are there. The characters are more or less designed. The people that you will meet and interact the most with. All the gameplay in between has not been designed yet. That's what we're working on now. We need the broad strokes in the story to know where the player needs to go, and then we come up with some fun gameplay in between there. So that's where we are right now, in the very sort of pre-production, setting the broad strokes.
And will the backers, will they be invited for the whole journey along, or are you gonna sort of try and keep things a little bit hidden from them?
We certainly want to keep the backers and pretty much anyone who's interested in the loop along the way. But again, as you pointed out earlier, we can't spoil the story. We can't, you know. We need to keep those things secret, but we want to keep everybody in the loop of where we are in development, how it's going, and you know, and show them some cool stuff along the way.
Yeah, we have the forums up and running now. People are very active. We have an RC channel that we talk to them every day.
At theundreaming.com.
Theundreaming.com, yeah. I started making a sort of a dev diary from GDC, but I only remembered to bring out the camera after we had a few beers, and it's not really.
No, it's not.
But it goes in the outtakes again.
It goes in the outtakes.
We have a nice blooper reel that people should check out. We're good at blooper reels.
Yeah, very good at bloopers.
All right, best of luck with Dreamfall Chapters.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice talking to you guys again.